After the first hands-on look of iPhone 16 Pro Max, it is safe to say that Apple is having a big shift from iPhone 15 Pro Max to 16 Pro Max. The camera updates, the new battery, AI features, and the new display on iPhone 16 Pro Max will make a big impact of comparing both devices. If you take a look at both devices, iPhone 15 Pro Max looks similar to iPhone 16 Pro Max from the back. The lens size on iPhone 16 Pro Max is slightly larger just to put a new camera sensor in it, which I'll share in a moment, but overall, both looks kinda similar. Although when you move to the sides, this is where Apple is changing the design on iPhone 16 Pro Max. Last year with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, we got brushed titanium, but Apple is now going to give us polished titanium similar to iPhone 14 Pro Max but with a titanium durability. And if you know, you know, the shiny sides will be a fingerprint magnet on iPhone 16 Pro Max. Also below the power button, there is an extra capture button on iPhone 16 Pro Max. It will be a touch sensitive button, and yes, don't worry, the action button is not going anywhere. This will be an extra button alongside the action button. Moreover, the iPhone 16 design is also changed. Vertical camera layout is coming back similar to iPhone 10 but came with a 10 times bigger size. Both iPhone 16 and 16 Plus were going to see a new camera design. The color options are also out for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. There are two new color options, Space Titanium and Rose. The rest of the two will be black and white. Some also suggest a Desert Titanium, although if you are up for a blue titanium, which we saw on iPhone 15 Pro Max, is not coming on iPhone 16 Pro Max. The biggest change is coming in the display of iPhone 16 Pro Max. They are changing the size of iPhone 16 Pro Max. Last year, Apple reduced the bezels on 15 Pro Max, but this year, they're even going further. According to confirmed sources, Apple is going to use a new technology, border reduction structure, to reduce the bezels on iPhone 16 Pro Max. This will make a big impact on the size of iPhone 16 Pro Max. The new size will be 6.9 inches on iPhone 16 Pro Max compared to 6.7 on 15 Pro Max. The smaller iPhone 16 Pro is also getting bigger display from 6.1 inches on iPhone 15 Pro Max to 6.3 on iPhone 16 Pro Max. Right now, there is no such news on peak brightness, but I'm expecting a big shift in peak brightness. It will be over 2500 nits compared to 2000 nits on iPhone 15 Pro Max. All three sensors on iPhone 16 Pro Max is getting an update. Let's talk about the main sensor first. Apple is going to introduce a bigger main sensor on iPhone 16 Pro Max. By putting a bigger 48 megapixel sensor, it can perform better in low light, can capture more details and dynamic range. Meanwhile, the biggest update is coming to the ultra-wide sensor. It is now confirmed iPhone 16 Pro Max will going to feature a 48 megapixel ultra-wide sensor. From years, we only saw a 12 megapixel sensor, and finally, 16 Pro Max is getting a big shift. Last year, Apple only gave us a 5x telephoto sensor on iPhone 15 Pro Max, but this year, even 16 Pro, the smaller version, will also going to see a 5x telephoto sensor. Some also suggest a new telephoto sensor. At least for now, there is no such info on this. Also, Apple is using a new technology called ALD, Atomic Layer Deposition. The main purpose of using this layer is to reduce the lens glare while taking a picture or recording a video. This is more like anti-reflective coating, which will help to reduce the lens glare. If you're familiar with the S24 Ultra anti-reflective coating, we might see a similar feature on camera housing of iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. Again, this feature will be limited to Pro models. We all know by this time, Apple is going to add a new 3nm chipset on iPhone 16 Pro Max, A18 Pro. The neural engine is getting an update and will come with more cores allowing better AI performance. For the ones who already own iPhone 15 Pro Max better know one main issue in this device when it was first launched. Yes, the heating issue, and even a couple of people started returning their iPhone 15 Pros. The performance was extreme, but there is no such solution to heating issues. Although later, Apple sorted out the issue with the software update. Now not a lot of people noticed, but Apple is going to change the thermals on iPhone 16 Pro Max. They are going after a new thermal design for the 16 Pro Max, which will combat heating. Apple is said to be working on graphene thermal system for the iPhone 16 models, and the 16 Pro models may also include a metal battery casing that will improve heat dissipation. Graphene has higher thermal conductivity than the copper that's used in the iPhone heat sinks. With the iPhone 16 Pro Max, Apple is going to use a new stack battery technology for the first time in iPhones, which helps Apple to increase the battery size but keep the same size as previous generation. Like on iPhone 16 Pro Max, we are going to see a 5% bigger battery, 4676 mAh instead of 4422 on iPhone 15 Pro Max. Other models of iPhone 16 lineup is also getting an update. iPhone 16 base model will feature a 6% bigger battery, 16 Pro will going to feature a 2.5% bigger battery, but iPhone 16 Plus will going to feature a smaller battery, 9% smaller compared to the 15 Plus. From the past couple of years, we were expecting Apple to change the charging speed on iPhones, and this year, they are finally doing it. Rumors suggest we're going to see a 40-watt fast charger on iPhone 16 Pro Max, yes, with the USB Type-C. There was no generative AI features available on iPhone 15 Pro Max, but Apple is going to change all of this on 16 Pro Max. Lately, we got the news that Apple is going to add Google generative AI in iPhone 16 lineup, but a recent report indicates Apple have even bigger plans for the iPhone 16 lineup. In recent development, Apple resumed the talk with OpenAI to add the new AI features aka ChatGPT AI features in the iOS 18. Apple wants seamlessly integrates the new advanced language model in the Apple ecosystem. That said, Apple is already in discussion with Google for the generative AI. They are most probably want to add Gemini Nano in the iOS 18, the same language model Samsung is using in Galaxy S24 Ultra, or the next generation of Gemini Nano which will be used for the Galaxy S25 Ultra. If this is real, this means we are going to see some amazing AI features on iPhone 16 Pro Max. First and easy guess will be circle to search will going to come on iPhone 16 lineup. The second would be object removal in a picture, and we might see object removal in a video. Also, the night sight video might come with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. These are just guesses and not confirmed news, but we will see similar features on the iPhone 16 Pro Max but with a different name. Also, according to some rumors, Apple is working on a new AI editor which will going to edit your photos. I would hope Apple will give us similar features like Magic Razor in iPhone 16 Pro Max, which makes iPhone 16 Pro Max compete against the Pixel devices and the new Galaxy S24 Ultra. If you are up for buying iPhone 16 Pro Max, there's a good news. According to rumors, Apple is going to stick with the same price as last year iPhone 15 Pro Max, $1199. The RAM options would be similar, 8 gigs with 256 gigs of storage as a base model, although base model iPhone 16 might feature 8 gigs instead of 6 gigs. Some also suggest 2TB of storage option on iPhone 16 Pro Max. This was first leaked for iPhone 15 but never happened. Maybe 16 Pro Max will feature it. If you own iPhone 14 Pro Max, this would be a great update for you. Even there are a bunch of new features coming which was not available on iPhone 15 Pro Max. The new displays, cameras, and even the new bigger battery. Now if you own iPhone 15 Pro Max, there is one solid reason of updating to 16 Pro Max, because of thermal and heating solutions of iPhone 16 Pro Max. Although if you are coming from any older device than 14 Pro Max, you should expect a massive upgrade. With that said, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.